All right, welcome back into Sports Drive. Everybody joining us now, Ruben Flores. Ruben on the road, as we're saying. Ruben, you've been all over the place for the last, last couple of days. Down in Garland with the volleyball team, Bushland and Randall going to the state finals, and now today out in Wichita Falls, taking in some big football games for Amarillo High and Tascosa, as both of those teams look to continue their playoff run. And I know, as you were saying, the update on that Tascosa game so far not going so good for the Rebels.
Tascosa's having a hard time moving the ball. Centennial is kind of using their speed to hit the outside, and they've been moving the ball a little easier. But Tascosa's just struggling getting the ball moving, But it's a fast game. The first half has flown by.
You mentioned 17-0 Centennial right now, and we know this is a rematch from last year. These two teams faced off in last year's games. You mentioned earlier to me off the air, pointed out behind you, a good amount of Tascosa fans out supporting the team. Not the first half they wanted to see. What specifically have you seen from that Tascosa offense? I mean, in terms of yardage, are they getting, are they moving the ball and just not able to convert it into touchdowns, or are they having trouble even picking up first downs in that first half? I think we might have lost Ruben for a second there. Oh, he might be rejoining. There's Ruben.
There we go.
I got you, Ruben. Ruben, I was just asking, as far as Tascosa's offense is going, how well were they able to move the ball in the first half? Or have they been able to, get anything going, and they're just not able to convert it into touchdowns, or are they even having trouble just picking up first downs in this one?
Now they've only picked up maybe 2 first downs the whole first half. They just can't get anything rolling. Like Centennial, they're pretty fast. They have a lot of speed on their team, and so they're kind of getting them to the hole, and so Tascosa just can't get anything going right now.
You might need to rotate the phone one more time, Ruben. I think for some reason we're looking at you sideways. I don't know what was going on with the phone. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's all good now. That as far as the on the other side of the ball, we kind of talked about, and a lot of people have highlighted it all week long, is just how similar the Centennial offense and the Tascosa offense are, and with running the ball and everything like that. But Tascosa has that explosive sophomore TJ Tillman, number 4. Do you think that maybe if they're going to try to shift things around, I mean, maybe they try to go to the pass, try to go to the air, if the run game is the thing that's not working so far today?
Yeah, they might have to. I heard some coaches walking by talking about maybe going to the pass. They've attempted only 1 pass, and the quarterback was sacked. So they're going to have to come up with something.
Well, we'll see those halftime adjustments. I mean, 17 isn't an insurmountable lead. So hopefully with some big plays, they can come back, maybe some big plays on defense. On the defensive side, I mean, that was really the side that people have lauded, all season long, in terms of this might be one of the best defenses Tascosa's had in a very, very long time. What's gone wrong for them in the first half, from Avion Carter, the big D lineman, and Tayden Barnes in the secondary, and all those guys? What's kind of gone wrong on defense that's led to Centennial's success on that side?
Well, Avion Carter is having a great game. He's stopping everything up the middle. But what they're doing is running a lot of options to the outside and using their speed to hit the outside corners. And that's all it really is. And then when it's, 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, that's when they go up the middle and pick up the first down and then hit the outside again. But they're just trying to stay away from Avion Carter because he's having a good game.
All right, Ruben, anything else? We want to talk about the volleyball too, but I want to open-end it to you to see if there's anything else we haven't covered as far as things you've seen in this Tascosa game that you think are worth pointing out from the first half.
Nothing really. I think we've covered most of that. There hasn't really been anything to talk about on offense.
Yeah.
And their defense is just to slow their offense down.
Well, we'll see. I mentioned TJ Tillman, Kamari Pinkard, too. Those guys could be threats in the passing game if they opt to change things up a little bit in the second half. Ruben also out there covering volleyball, kind of a ways away in Garland. How's that been so far? The Randall Raiders and Bushland Falcons. We just talked to Coach Culpepper from Bushland. Both of those teams going to the state finals. What's it been like to follow them, through those first 2 games, and 1 game for each of them, and what's it been like to just see kind of the celebrations after the wins, how excited they've been to be advancing to states, and just how talented those 2 groups are?
Oh, it's been great. Bushton, they look awesome coming through. They did lose a set yesterday, but they came right back and took their game. The first 2 sets, both teams were fighting for points, but then Randall just pulled away and took that 3rd set, and it was great to see Bushton there supporting Randall, and it was neat to see the support and the love between the teams, knowing that they're both in the Panhandle.
Talking about 2 schools that are probably, if I had to guess, about 25 minutes from each other. Couldn't be more than 15 or so miles. So it has been cool. Talk to me a little bit about that. I don't think that's something that we saw much of yesterday or knew about. So Bushland, the Falcons, were kind of in the stands and cheering for the Raiders. 3 hours after they had played their own state semifinal game. I think Ruben might have froze up for a second a little bit. We might get him back in a second. But once again, there he is. We're Ruben, that's part of the struggle of being on the road. You're all good, Ruben. So what was it that you saw from the Bushland Falcons, to take us through that scene a little bit of seeing them in the crowd for that Randall game?
It was just really cool to see them cheering for them and doing some of the hand signals that Randall does. Bushton was in the stands doing them as well.
Wow.
And Randall didn't get to watch all of Bushton's game because they were preparing for their game. So Gunter, the team that Bushton is actually playing against, was watching Bushton play, and they were rooting for the other team because they don't want to see Bushton again. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that game tomorrow. I think it's going to be awesome. Hopefully both our teams can pull it out. One thing that I thought was interesting was a lot of people were asking where Bushton was. Nobody knew where Bushton was. They knew about Randall, but they just asked me where Bushton was. And so they're about 12 miles outside of Emerald.
All right. Well, absolutely, Ruben. Thanks so much. Once again, Ruben on the road getting coverage of some of the biggest games that we're tracking here around the Panhandle as playoff season continues. Ruben, try to stay warm. Hopefully that you can heat up and that Tascosa offense can also heat up within the next hour and a half, and maybe both come at home and Tasca can come away with a win. But Ruben, we appreciate you joining us live from the field, and we'll hope to talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, KJ. See y'all later.
All right, see you later, Ruben. Once again, Ruben Flores, Ruben on the road, joining us there. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on this edition of Sports Drive. Tune into the news at 6 for more sports coverage. We're going to have live shots from some of the playoff games around here, from the Randall game, from the game at Dick Bivens with the Wellington Skyrockets competing. So some great stuff in store for the 6 o'clock. We're going to be tracking all the games. We're going to have a huge sports block. The wrap-up not airing tonight on News Channel 10-2, but we will have a huge sports block with all the scores and highlights that you could want on the news at 10. So tune in for that as well. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week on Sports Drive, but stick around all night for our sports coverage, which is going to continue.